off into the wall.
Oh, they're in contact. He's gonna go to the inside of. Ding, 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 ding.
Hello and welcome, race fans, and welcome to another episode of the V8 Supercars America Series. I am Kane Craft. Sorry for the late start, guys. I am having some serious issues here with internet connection, so we might be having some drop frames, some frame packet loss and all that, some stuttery video, but I'm going to see if I can get the I just got home from work. I rushed home and tried to set all this up in like just a couple minutes, and I think I did something wrong because it's running really bad. So I might have to reset everything here and give it another try. But before I do that, we are going to check in on the race and see how our favorite drivers are doing. JD is not with us again tonight. He is not feeling well. So it is just going to be me. Alright, up at the front, we've got Sam Sutton and Ian Ford side by side with Ian Greg Golt right there, right behind, trying to make his way around Sam to get into that second position. These guys are 1, 2, 3, bumper to bumper to bumper, except for they're actually side by side. 3 wide now, almost. Ethan thought better of it and tucked in behind, but definitely 2 wide here as Ethan and Sam chasing down the leader, who is now Ian Ford, up here at the front here, lap 4 of Twin Ring Motegi. Oh, contact with Ethan Greg Goltz off the tarmac there, out into the grass. He was able to keep from losing control somehow. I have no idea how he kept that car in control and got it back on the tarmac and tucked back in behind Sam Sutton. That is some amazing driving from Ethan Greg Golt there. That has kind of split up the field a little bit. We've got Ian Ford up in the front spot, Sam Sutton in second, Ethan Greg Golt in third. Mick Cracknell is in fourth, but he's got some serious pressure from Marlon McMullen, who tried to squeeze in there next to him and tried to get a move done, but just ran out of room. Back behind Marlon is Kane Kugimaya. JD and I have kind of nicknamed him Cujo, just because it's, kind of quick to say, and I don't know, the name just kind of reminds us of Cujo. And back behind Cujo, you got Marty Carroll. In 7th. Back in 8th, you got Matt Jones. Josh Rogers joins us this week. He's in 9th. Jim Davies with us in 10th place. Jason Quire in 11th. Rory Windrum in 12th. 13th is Victor Tanaka, who looks like he's had a pretty rough start to the race here. And Brenton O'Brien rounds out the field in 14th. Let's go back up to the front. Check out Ian Ford. Is still out in the lead. Sam Sutton now almost a full second behind. And Ethan Greg Golt 1.5 seconds now off the back of Sam Sutton. So this is an amazing race so far, guys, with Ian Ford out front, Sam Sutton in second, Ethan Greg Golt back in third. It's going to be, there's 42 laps here tonight. It's definitely going to be an interesting race to see if Ethan can catch back up to those guys and if we can have another 3-way battle. It looks like Sam Sutton's caught back up to Ian Ford here, and we're going to see a battle for first place. I'll let you guys watch this battle for a second as I go get this cat out of here that's making all this noise. Alright, still having issues with drop frames, which makes for a horrible broadcast, but made some changes hoping that would fix that little stutter, and so far still no good. Alright, back to the battle. Sam Sutton has got out into the lead. Ian Ford back in second. Ian had to have made a little bit of a mistake there while I wasn't looking and fell off of Sam a little bit, because now there's almost a full second between Sam and Ian is getting pressured by third place Ethan Greg Galt. Back behind them, Mick Cracknell still getting pressure from Marlon McMullen. As Marlon does manage to pull away from Kane Kugemaya a little bit. So those guys do got a little bit of breathing room from between themselves and Kane. Marty Carroll pretty far back off of Kane. He's about 6 seconds off there, so pretty big gap between the 6th place and 7th place. The closest battle on the track right now is this battle for 4th place between Mick Cracknell and Marlon McMullen. Ethan has got around Ian there right in that last corner, looked like, and is already starting to pull away from Ian. Ian looks like he's battling it. Bad handling car. Just seemed kind of twitching. The car just seems kind of twitchy today. So there we have it. Those front three have kind of changed around here a little bit in the last lap, as Sam Sutton has taken over the lead. Ethan Greg Galt in second, and Ian Ford back to third. Mick Cracknell is 2 seconds behind Ian Ford, and we'll have to see if Mick and Marlin can catch up to Ian, and there might be another battle there for that final step on the podium. Back here for the 9th spot, Jason Quire all over the bumper. Jim Davey, who's doing all he can to try to hold off the sim pit machine of Jason Quire. Jason now side by side to go around the outside here. He's not going to get that move done on the outside, but he does got good momentum coming out of that turn. Just not enough. A little bit of contact there. That's going to kind of group that field back up, and a little bit of contact there from Victor Tanaka. Whoa, contact there between Jason Quire, Jim Davey. Jim Davey's got some horrible luck here, and every time he runs in the series, it seems like something like that happens. Poor Jim. But Jason Quire doing all he can to get around there. It's really hard to pass here at Twin Rings, and maybe patience got the best of him there, and he just not quite sure there. But at any rate, he did regress the position. Jim Davey now back up in front of Jason Quire. That is amazing sportsmanship from Jason Quire, which we see all the time here in the series. That's what makes this series so great, is the people that drive within it. So that's going to move Brenton O'Brien up into 11th, and Rory Windrum up into a top 10 finishing position. Well, up to a top position so far. And Victor Tanaka up into 9th. So that little deal there between Jason and Jim definitely shook up the bottom half of the field. Let's check back on that battle between Mick Cracknell and Marlon McMullen. Mick still out in front of Marlon there. Marlon sticking right with him though. One of the hardest races of the seasons here in the dark. If your graphics card isn't, really great, or your graphics settings ain't set up properly, it can be very, very difficult to see here in the dark. And just to see, let's go on board with our race leader Sam Sutton and take a look at just how dark it is out here. .6 seconds is the gap now between race leader Sam Sutton and second place Ethan Grigg Galt. Ethan is gaining on him though, so we could see a battle here for the lead. Probably within 4 or 5 laps maybe, if Ethan keeps gaining at this rate. Noticing Marlin is now well over a second behind Mick Cracknell, 1.2 seconds. So Mick Cracknell has managed to pull a little gap between himself and Marlin. That's going to give him enough breathing room to where he can start concentrating on his lap times and maybe really start pulling away. Josh Rogers now up into 7th place. Marty Carroll back into 8th. Victor Tanaka 13 seconds back in 9th. Rory Windrum in 10th. Britton O'Brien up into 11th. Jim Davey starting to catch up to Britton now. And Jim will be looking to try to get a move made here before too long. And Jason Quire still hanging out back there behind Jim Davey. Matt Jones off the track now, finds himself 5 laps down. Do want to apologize again for the bad connection tonight, guys. Not quite sure what happened there. I didn't have a whole lot of time to prepare the broadcast tonight, so it definitely got off to a shaky start. It seems to be holding so far for at least the last few minutes. Let's go through the field real quick so that see how everybody's doing here at 14 laps in. Sam Sutton is in the number 1 spot. Ethan Griggolt is in 2nd. Ian Ford still in 3rd. Looks like he's starting to maybe gain a little bit of ground there on those guys. We'll see. He's at 3.6 seconds back from Ethan Griggolt now, so we'll check here in a little bit and see what that distance is. Back in 4th, Mick Cracknell. He's pulled ahead of Marlon McMullen by 1.3 seconds, so still pulling away a little bit. So Marlon McMullen back in 5th. He's Marlon's starting to lose some time to Kane. Kane back in 6th is now only 2.3 seconds back. He had been just over 3 seconds back, so Kane's definitely gaining some ground there on Marlon. And then back in 7th, you got Marty Carroll. Josh Rogers in 8th, so Marty's got back around Josh, and now Josh is going to be looking to get that position back. Victor Tanaka back in 9th. Britton O'Brien is in 10th. Jim Davey all over the bumper there of Britton. Looks like he's going to try to get a move done here. He thought better of it, tucked back in behind. Jason Quire kind of seems like he might be just kind of stuck back behind these two. It's looking like it's really, really difficult to get a pass done here. Oh, noticing Rory Windrum back in 13th now, so something happened to Rory. There it is, he made his pit stop. And Sam Sutton also got his pit stop out of the way. I was thinking this was probably going to be a pit stop race. I hadn't done any research this week. I've been so busy, but 42 laps here, I was definitely thinking we were going to have a pit stop. So not only a night race here, but also a pit stop thrown in for good measure. Ethan Griggolt down into the pit lane. That's going to move Ian Ford up into that number 1 spot. Marlon's also in. Marty with a little off track there. Was that Marty? It wasn't Marty. So Mick Cracknell all over Ian Ford there before pit stops. So This battle here is for position. And then Cracknell pulls it on in for his pit stop. Ethan Greg Galt managed to get out in front of Sam Sutton, and Sam all over Ethan now. This is for the effective lead once all the pit stops are done. So good quick pit stop for Ethan Greg Galt puts him out in front of the effective race leader Sam Sutton, and we have a new leader. Sam's got to do his very best here not to let Ethan get away. Ooh, a little great slide there from Sam, but luckily he didn't lose any time on it. But yeah, Sam's definitely got to do his best to not let Ethan get away, because when Ethan gets out in clear air, he just disappears. So if Sam can just keep that pressure on, then hopefully it'll hold Ethan up enough to where he can continue to race with him and maybe get a shot to get around him here. So Ken Kugemaya out of the race. I didn't get to see what incident took him out of the race. I will go back and take a look at that after the race is over. And from what he says, it was a pretty bad one. Whoa, no. Marty Carroll and Sam Sutton contact made as the leaders were trying to get around Marty there. I think Marty wasn't expecting Sam to be there. I think he, let Ethan by and just didn't realize that Sam was right behind him like that, maybe. Not quite sure. That's kind of what it looked like. But tough break for Sam, as that is going to be the break that Ethan needs to get him out in the open air. And that's going to be really hard for Sam to catch up now. There's still plenty of race left to do it, though, as we are only on lap 20 of 42. Brenton O'Brien, Marty Carroll, and Ian Ford, the three drivers still left to get their pit stops out of the way. Marty's got his pit stop out of the way, coming back onto the racetrack. Alright, Sam Sutton 4 seconds off the back of Ethan Greg Galt now. Marlin is just 1.3 seconds off of Sam Sutton. We could see a battle there if Marlin can reel in Sam. Marlin has got ahead of Mick Cracknell now, and Mick is almost 5 seconds back. So pit stops definitely shook up the field. Ian Ford and Britton O'Brien still left to pit. Check on our race leader, Ian Ford, as he is 21 seconds ahead of second place Ethan Greg Galt. Alright guys, just past the halfway point. I want to take just a second to say goodbye to a friend of ours. I don't know how many of you know him, but the very first league that I ever raced in was the Grossim League, and one of the members there, Jim Pengan, he's raced here in the V8 Supercars Americas Series about a year ago. He's been kind of sick and hasn't done much racing lately, but we lost Jim last night. Jim was a firefighter, paramedic. He was a captain of the fire department, and he ended up getting job-related cancer, and it was very aggressive, and ultimately he lost his battle with the cancer last night. So I just want to take a minute to say thank you to Jim. He is a very helpful member of the community, and he will be very missed. So let's take a moment and just kind of pause in silence for just a moment here for Jim Pengan. Alright guys, checking back in on the leader, Ian Ford. He is not pitted yet. Still out in front with 20 seconds now ahead of Ethan Greg Galt. And Sam is reeling Ethan Greg Galt in so slowly but surely. He's now 3.8 seconds behind. 3.9 seconds behind Ethan Greg Galt. So Sam doing his very best to try to reel Ethan back in after that contact with Marty a few laps ago. And he is. Sam is pulling away from Marlon McMullen. He's now 2.5 seconds ahead of Marlon. So Sam having some serious pace here today. Sam's definitely doing his very best to try to reel in Ethan there. His last lap was almost as fast as his fastest lap. You see there Ethan's fastest lap last lap of 120.2, and Sam's last lap, 120.1. So he's making gains. Dobbs has really threw a big kink into the field here, as has completely gapped the field. The closest two cars on the track we have here is Rory Windrum, who is just under 2 seconds back from 8th place Victor Tanaka. And he's gaining, so we will see a battle here for the 8th place before too long. Marlon McMullen still falling off of Sam Sutton, now 3 seconds back. Mick Cracknell back in 5th behind Marlon. He's 5.5 seconds off of Marlon, so looks like Sam's pulling away from Marlon. Marlon's pulling away from Mick Cracknell. Mick Cracknell steadily pulling away from 6th place Brenton O'Brien. Of course, Brenton is yet to pit. And then Marty Carroll. Back on the race leader, Ian Ford. Now it's starting to come up to some slow traffic. "27 laps down of 42. Ian Ford is out, is out in front. Man, this is cold. Ian Ford is out in front, and just now coming up to some slow traffic. We've seen the slow traffic play a very serious role in this race so far. This time looks like Ian's going to get by without any problems. So as Ian's staying out, he was 20 seconds ahead of 2nd place Ethan Greg Gold. That's down to 17 seconds. So he has lost 3 seconds to 2nd place. Now that was unusual. I guess Ian will probably be pitting this time around, as he's let the slow traffic back around. Yep, there it is. Ian Ford now pulling out of pit road. That's going to put him down into 4th, just ahead of Mick Cracknell. And about 5 seconds off of 3rd place Marlon McMullen. Mick Cracknell definitely got some pace on Ian Ford. Alright, Brenton O'Brien is still the only driver left to pit. And he may have pitted before, whenever I was resetting everything because of my connection, but I don't think so. I think he still hasn't pitted. Alright, so our new race leader, Ethan Griggolt, he is out ahead of 2nd place Sam Sutton by 3 seconds. So Sam doing his very best to try to reel him in there. He's got 12 laps to get her done. Marlon McMullen back in 3rd, another 5 seconds back, and then 7 seconds back from Marlon is 4th place Ian Ford, who's got a heck of a battle going on with Mick Cracknell. And then back 33 seconds from those guys is Brenton O'Brien. And just a few seconds back from him, Marty Carroll, Victor Tanaka back in 8th, Rory Windrum in 9th, and Jim Davey in 10th. Jason Quire is out of the race now, 3 laps down. Josh Rogers is also out of the race. Ken Kugemaya and Matt Jones was once out, but he is back on the track now and is showing 16 laps down, but he's back out racing. A lot of these guys will run in the what is Monday night in Australia series, and so whenever they get in an incident or something and wind up a few laps down, it is still very beneficial to come back out on the track and get that experience in race trim so that it will benefit them for the Monday night race. So Ian Ford has put his head down and just started working on it, and he has pulled away from Mick Cracknell about a second and a half now, so that's going to give Ian a little bit of breathing room. Up ahead in that 2nd spot, Sam Sutton, now 2.8 seconds down from Ethan Griggolt. You can definitely see him up there, and he knows he's getting closer. I always thought this was a fun track to drive. It is really dark at nighttime, but I always thought it was really fun. This turn here seems to be one of the hardest to get just right. Getting on the power there, it really wants to spin the rear tires and lose a lot of time whenever those tires start spinning. Guys now making their way around Britton O'Brien. A little bit of contact there from Sam Sutton into the rear of slow traffic, and that is going to be incident number 17 for Sam Sutton. So unfortunate for Sam Sutton, as just a little bump there into the back of Sam Sutton gave him his 17th incident point and has disqualified him. So slower traffic definitely causing a huge problem for Sam Sutton today. Now he still will get credit for the laps that he's completed. And so that will put him probably in 12th by the time the race is over, maybe 11th. Alright, so Victor Tanaka having a great race here today. He is starting to catch up to Marty Carroll, who is now up into that 5th position. So Victor doing his very best with a really beat up car there to catch up to Marty Carroll. This has been quite an unusual race tonight. Side by side now, Victor is going to go to the inside of Marty Carroll. Try to get that move done. He does. Marty, like he just let him by pretty easy there. Now back behind Marty, he does have Roy Windrum and Jim Davey coming, so at least Rory Windrum. I think Jim's going to be a lap down. That is Matt Jones back behind Rory, and Matt is actually 16 laps down. Alright, so checking on our race leader again with 8 laps to go. Ethan Greg Galt still out in front, of course. Marlon McMullen now 10 seconds back from Ethan Greg Galt. Ian Ford 6.5 seconds back from Marlon McMullen. Ian has managed to pull away over 3.5 seconds from Mick Cracknell in 4th. And then we got Marty Carroll in 5th, who has got back around Victor Tanaka. Victor Tanaka back in 6th. Rory Windrum has caught up to those guys. Rory's in 7th. Jim Davey in 8th. Brenton O'Brien in 9th. Sam Sutton is being shown in 10th still. Jason Quire in 11th. Josh Rogers 12th. Matt Jones 13th. Ken Kugamaya. Of course, those guys are out of the race. Looks like a almost 3-wide situation there back for this 5th position, as Victor's going to try to get around Marty once more. And Rory has made his way up to the battle now as well. Marty definitely showing his experience coming out of that turn there. He just got some massive grip coming out of that turn, and no problem at all getting back around Victor. Victor must have some extra pace though at some part of the track to keep getting his way back around Marty. But Marty definitely with the better skill of getting out of the turns. Rory looked like he might want to get around, or make an attempt to get around Victor up there in the 6th position. Marty's starting to pull away from these guys a little bit. So maybe whatever is disturbing Marty's concentration or whatever, maybe he just started concentrating better or whatever and put his head down, start pulling away here. Might be getting a little frustrated with the back and forth. I know it can be a little frustrating when a driver passes you and then you find out you're faster and pass them back, and then somehow they get back around you and you have to pass them back. But at the same time, those battles like that are awesome. So a big train of cars here from 5th back to 7th, and even Matt Jones back in 13th getting in on the action. And Marty is starting to pull away quite a bit now. He's several car lengths ahead of Victor, but Victor just ran it back down, and Victor's back down to half a second. So good job to Victor. Victor definitely running an excellent race here today. Can't take anything from him. He's definitely showing some good race pace here. Marty, a veteran in this series for many seasons now. And Victor, a relatively newer driver, is really starting to learn the car and having a great race here in the dark at Motegi. These guys really starting to pull away from Rory here as their battles picking them guys up some speed, pulling them away from Victor by nearly a full second, or pulling them away from Rory rather by nearly a full second now. Four laps to go for your race leader, Ethan Griggold. The start of this race definitely intense. It was looking, for a long time there, it was looking like this could be Ethan's very first race this season that he started, that he didn't get out in front and get to victory lane. But as the race went on, he managed to end up right back out there in front where he's used to being, and is looking fantastic now. 11 seconds over second place. I would say that this was probably his hardest fought race of the season so far, at least because that first half, Sam definitely did a great job. Fighting with Ethan there for position. Marlin back in second. Like I said, he's 11.2 seconds off of the leader. Ian Ford back in third. Ian had a tough start to the race and several issues throughout the race that has cost him quite a bit of time, but circumstances has put him up into that third step on the podium, so it's going to be a great finish for Ian. Mick Cracknell back in fourth. Ian's still having good pace here coming to the end of this race, so a great job from Mick Cracknell. Marty Carroll back in fifth, still under some pressure from Victor Tanaka, although he has got some breathing room. Victor nearly a full second back now. Well, I say that, but then he brings it back down to almost half a second. Ethan, our leader, now coming up onto these guys. Ethan does have 11 seconds between him and second place Marlin, so he'll want to be extra careful getting around these guys. Victor lets him through with no problem. But at the same time, Victor is in a battle there for that fifth position with Marty Carroll, so he's not going to want to slow down too much to let him by. Because just letting another car by can cost you quite a bit of time. As you see there, now Victor is 1.5 seconds off the bumper of Marty Carroll. Ethan is on his last lap here. Marty going to let him by there. The same thing's going to apply to Marty. He's going to want to not give Ethan too much room there to get by, because Victor is pressing so hard. And that equaled it out. Victor's back down to 0.3 seconds, 0.5 seconds off the bumper of Marty Carroll. Alright, this is it, guys. This is the final lap here at Twin Ring Motegi. Ethan Greg Galt has had a dominating performance the last half of this race. It's been a great race by the other guys, though. But Ethan has proven victorious one more time this season. Another great job from Ethan Greg Galt. Marlin will come across in second place. Ian Ford in third. Mick Cracknell in fourth. Marty Carroll. Marty finished the race in fifth. Victor in sixth. Oh, that's the wrong button. There we go. Marty Carroll in fifth. Victor Tanaka in sixth. Rory Windrum in seventh. Jim Davey in eighth. Brenton O'Brien with a ninth place finish. Sam Sutton's the amount of laps he was able to put in before his disqualification was good enough to hold out for a top 10 finish. Jason Quire in 11th. Matt Jones in 12th. Josh Rogers in 13th, and Kane Kugamaya in 14th. Kane with a race-ending incident at lap 16 that we want to go back and check out. Oh, whoa! Post-race incident that put Ethan Gritgold over on his top. Everyone has crossed the finish line though, so that won't cause anybody any points. Alright, so let's go back and check out this incident I've been wanting to see on lap 16. Alright, so here we are, lap 16. Ken Kugemaya. I think we're actually on lap 15. Oh, there it is. Just lost the rears and sent him straight into the wall. That was serious contact. You can definitely see where the handling was causing him some serious issues there. He was doing all he could just to get it around to the pits. Alright, that was the incident that I missed that I wanted to go back and see. So, we got that one down. So, congratulations to Ethan Gritgold. Another great win for Ethan, as he has now won every race that he has started this season. And he did miss one race when he went to Bathurst. So, that is 7 victories so far this season for Ethan. What a dominating season. That's unbelievable. Marlon McMullen in second, and Ian Ford rounded out the podium. Again, I want to thank you guys so much for coming and racing in the series tonight. JD was sick, of course, and this is going to be a really bad broadcast, guys. I apologize as you guys watch this back, all the lost frame packets and everything. I'm not quite sure what happened. I'm really sorry for the bad quality. Hopefully next week we'll get JD back and we'll have better bandwidth and get things back to normal here for the V8 Supercars America Series. But thanks to all the drivers who showed up and participate, not only this week but every week that you guys show up. We definitely got a dedicated group of drivers here and a dedicated group of viewers. We don't get a whole lot of views here every week, but we do got about 250 dedicated viewers that come watch this show each and every week, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Comment, subscribe, share with your friends. I prefer you not share this one. This one was pretty bad with all the darn bandwidth issues and all that, but share the good ones with your friends, and come back next week, as hopefully things will be back on track next week for a normal V8 Supercars America's broadcast that you guys have learned to enjoy. Again, I want to give my condolences to the Jim Pengan family. We're going to miss you, buddy. Appreciate you. And yeah. So Thanks again, guys, and we will see you next week as things get back to normal around here. I am Ken Craft. We'll see you next week.